Hello there lads and lads, and welcome to a highlights video of an endurance race that I attended this Saturday, featuring the crew of GT5 riders based in Germany, with one of the drivers being in front, riding a armless Emerson, myself and two drivers behind me, Tesla 12 from East and Abdel Hamid 1 from France. Those two are A-class drivers, then myself and Arms Emerson are B-class drivers. And I believe, yep, we are now underway. Here we go, folks. One, which is very close to having so many crashes. But one doesn't think there'll be something like this ahead at the moment. And it looks like Arms Emerson has gone. He's got a bit wider than that, but myself is now in first place. From Tascast until Hafid and Armis Emerson dropping down 5th position. Let's skip ahead to see what happens next. So we are now in lap of 86. Now this is a 500km race, and Armis Emerson has managed to catch back up to myself. Obviously the Mercedes-Benz GT3 being the lord of the track. He's trying to go down the inside, but I block him off. I do a little bit of slide and block him off and taking first place, and that means the Frenchman can close up a bit to us. And that's a three-way battle so early in the race for first place. I let him go around the outside of myself. I believe I'm saving a bit of fuel for myself for the future. And as the French driver also goes ahead, he looks for the inside, he doesn't quite get around. I'm trying to go around, and he almost spins, but I save him from certain doom. And he stays in the race. Thankfully no damage has been given to myself or the French driver behind me. Silver Bull 1 is also in the Mercedes, but he's lagging behind a bit. Meanwhile, Armis Emerson, the German driver, is starting to pull out a bit of a lead between myself. Let's go ahead to see what else happens. Lap number 4, we're coming up to turn 1, the French driver is looking for a move down my inside, and it looks like he might be going for a move. Yep, he does do it, and he manages to take second place away from me, but not for long, as the GTR is a bit slow on the straight with the V12 advantage having the slipstream. Will I be able to take the position back? Coming up to the chicane now. Looks like he's going defensive, the French driver, and I look out around the outside, and I do manage to take him on the outside. Lovely move, but we're going side by side to the first Lesmo, and I managed to block him off and take the second place back away from me, but it looks like he might be going for a move on the inside. No, he does not go for a move on the inside. And he stays behind me, saving fuel and having the slipstream as well. But maybe he might have another move on this straight on this corner. He looks like he's going for the inside. Will he pull it off? He does not pull it off. He backs away and manages to keep second position. Meanwhile, Armis Emerson is building up a commanding lead over all the drivers behind, with Abdel Hafid third, Silver Bull having 1 second time penalty, probably for exceeding track limits, and Tascast 12 is in another Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 GT3 car, and he's lagging it behind a bit. And it looks like I managed to build up a little bit of a lead over the French A-class driver. Let's go ahead to see if there are any other if there's any other action ahead. So coming up to the end of lap 8 and starting lap 9, King Toto managed to post the fastest time on lap 7 of 1 minute 48.343. I think he might be going for another fastest lap time here, and he does. He pulls out a 148.253 on lap 8. He must be catching up to the German driver Armis Emerson. Tascast is pitting for his first stint with front bumper damage. Yeah, you definitely need to pit if you have some damage for anything really. You have to think about the long run really. So you might be pitting for full fuel, or you might have a long stint, and it looks like Sasha is also pitting in Tezca's bottom engine, and Tezca is coming just ahead of Lames, who is, I believe, another GT5 rider. Sasha has a 0.4 second penalty while he's pitting, gone on the 33, and now he is coming out of the pits. Fresh tyres and a full tank of fuel. Oops, me, but the design on that car does look brilliant. Right, he comes out just behind of Fabi 425, who is in the M3 GT3 with a very green livery. Right, lap number 11 shows King Toto, who has just managed to post yet another fastest lap, lap 11, 148.116, and it looks like he might be managing to catch up to Armis Emerson in front. Obviously a very close battle in an endurance stage, to be honest. Only just a few seconds away from each other, but will it be enough? We'll have to find out later. Right, here we go on lap 14 with Armis Emerson coming up to turn 1, and he's just now approaching the back marker of Mr. Fuchs in the Corvette, who has gone off. And King Toto, I believe, also overtakes Mr. Fuchs as he gives way on the off of the track, interestingly, for the two faster drivers batting out at the front. You join us on an onboard camera of Mr. Armis Emerson, who is closing in on the second back marker of Sascha in the McLaren. He might have a good slipstream out of this corner. Maybe, maybe not. It does seem a little too far for comfort. But we'll see how the German driver manages to overtake the back marker, if he can, on this corner. He seems to be slowing down quickly, and he's making good time. Sasha still doesn't get out of the way though, and if he continues to provide slipstream for the German driver, will he get out of the way on this chicane? They're braking good, the blue flag is being waved, Sasha is definitely getting close. He almost hits the German driver, and it looks like he's giving way to the British driver of King Toto 007 as well in the V12 Vantage. Now King Toto is really close to Armis MSN, to be honest. If he can manage to coax out a bit of speed, he might be able to catch Armis MSN. We now have La Ames between first and second place, with King Toto closing in rapidly, and the Lames has a 1.2 second penalty, and GT5 rider is having to slow down, but it looks like he is coming in for his pit stop a bit early, I think, so I think he might get new tyres and the fuel. Yep, new tyres and fuel. Let's see how... just a little splash and dash. What an engine noise. But yeah, just a little splash and dash, which is very interesting for him. That means he comes out in 9th position, just behind Hornet PC36 in the BMW Z4 GT3. Who has indicators turned on, interestingly. Meanwhile, King Toto 007 is still behind Armis MSN with that really massive shouting V12 engine and the Aston Martin. I'm not sure if he's closing very well here, but he might have got a little bit of improvement there. Might have not, but it looks like he might be needing to pit soon. Meanwhile, Armis Emerson is also looking to pit soon with his fuel. You join us at lap 29, where Armis Emerson and King Toto are both going to come into the pits right now for fuel and tyres, and it seems like Armis Emerson has just a little bit less tyre. It has a little bit more tyre wear, but they are relatively close. Let's see who will come out in first. Looks like Armis Emerson is going for the fuel. King Toto, however, is not going for tyres, and he's just going to have the fuel. That might make the difference between him and Armis Emerson. Who will come out in front? He's in fuel full. What an engine. And it looks like King Toto has managed to keep in the pit lane just long enough to be right in behind Armis Emerson. Another German is also in the pits. Newsbreak boot in the BMW M6. However, he has a 3-second time penalty. And he's going for the fuel as well as the tyres. Meanwhile, we have King Toto 007, who is still behind Armis Emerson, but now he's definitely behind him further. He has the opportunity to have the slipstream, and that will in turn allow him to save a little bit more fuel. Now I think the Aston Martin V12 engine has just a tiny bit better fuel efficiency than the German V8. I'm not sure on that though, because it looks like the fuel, the pit stop, when both drivers came in, they had very similar fuel. But let's see what he can do. King Toto definitely has the slipstream on the German driver. He has all the motive in the world so that he can overtake the German driver and get up into second place, but the French driver up ahead still has the pit, so it's technically for first place. He looks to the outside on the chicane. Oh, he can't quite make it around the German driver, and the German driver does have a little bit of wheel spin over there. Let's skip ahead to see if maybe he does manage to get a move on the German driver. Here we have the German driver versus the King. And the King is looking for a move on the outside. He doesn't... Oh, he might just make it, but he doesn't make the exit stick to him. And he stays in third place. Armis Emerson continues to keep his lead over the British driver as they come up to the second chicane. Will King Toto look for a move over here? No, he brakes just a little bit earlier, possibly to save fuel, possibly to make sure not to bump into the driver on the chicane. Lap number 35, and still the King has not taken opportunities to pass the German driver. He looks for a move on the inside, but he still doesn't go for it. Possibly to stay behind him and save fuel. And looking at the fuel gauge, it looks like the King has managed to save 1/8 of his tank than the German driver. So his motive, I think, would be to stay in the pit lane for the shortest amount of time possible, which could work, provided that he doesn't make a mistake. And it also looks like the French driver has also pitted And now he's down to 4th position behind Tessica's 12. Moving on to lap number 41 of 86, King Toto has lost the German driver and is now under attack from the Greek A-class driver, who does have a 1.4 second penalty. Both drivers in relatively similar cars. I think both the cars have a V12, and the DBR9 GT1 has a little bit of a different aero package, but is in the same class of the V12 Vantage GT3. And he seems to be serving the time penalty a little now. Yep, that's the time penalty served. Let's see if he can manage to move on the British driver soon. Skipping a little ahead onto lap number 42, Tessica's 12 is right behind him and on the slipstream. How's his fuel level? Ooh, he's got to pit soon, unfortunately. I don't think fighting would be a good strategy, but he does try to fight King Toto for 2nd place, even though he will have to pit soon. And now he's got the slipstream on the straight, with about 3 or 4 cars in front of him, which are traffic. Another car being the German arm is MSN, and it looks like the Greek is making a move on the straight up into 2nd position, overtaking the King in this endurance race. And he does have a little bit of a slow exit on the first thing. King Toto does push him wide, unfortunately, and that puts him back up into 2nd position. That was a dirty move from King Toto. And it looks like karma has gone to King Toto with the penalty of a 1.5 second penalty, I think. Possibly for exceeding track limits, with his mental state also being a bit down, and his racing medium tyres a bit worse for wear than the German driver of Armis MSN, and actually Tessica's tyres as well, but he's about to receive a 1 second penalty as well. I think King Toto gets another 1 second penalty for exceeding some more track limits. Tessica's makes use of the penalty better, and he manages to get rid of it in a better way than King Toto. But I think he might be coming in for his pit stop now. No, not this lap, possibly next lap. Yep, here we go. Tessica's 12 has come in for his pit stop on lap number 45 for fuel and tyres. We are coming up to lap 60 of 86, and it looks like Armis MSN will have to pit this lap for fuel and possibly tyres as well. And yep, he does go into the pits with 1% of fuel remaining. King Toto does follow him just a little bit closely behind, but he also might go into the pits for splash and possibly new tyres. Looking at his tyres right now, it looks like they are very worn, but he does have a significant amount of fuel more than the German driver, so that might have him a little bit of an advantage at spending a lower amount of time in the pits. But the German driver is already going out, and he is challenging this French driver as King Toto is refueling still in the pits, but he comes out. Lovely sound on the V12 there with 77% of fuel, which will last him all the way until the end. The French driver is still needing to pit, so now he's got a little bit of a battle to play with Armis MSN until he pits. On top of that, Armis MSN does have slipstream from the French driver, and he looks to the outside to try and overtake his French rival. Will he hold the position through the chicane? And he looks like he just managed to do it, with the French driver losing a bit of traction on the outside, possibly from the tyres and the lightness of the car. King Toto still in third position under yellow flags, and he's closing on to the Corvette driver, or Mr. Fuchsust. Corvette. He's got to give way. It's blue flags. King Toto has to go around the outside of the German driver. And he brakes and makes the overtake look easy. Lap number 63 then. The Nissan GTR is very close to the German driver, but he does have a little bit of oversteer, and he does have to go into the pits for fuel and possibly tyres as well, bringing him down a few places. Meanwhile, King Toto is coming around Parabolica right now, and he's going to overtake the French driver, and he's going to go up into second position. Now all he has to do is pray and hope that the German driver of Armis MSN might make a mistake up ahead, and that would close the gap between them and have a good final battle, but it is highly unlikely from the German driver. Here we go again at lap number 83, with the King Toto overtaking the McLaren driver, not making any progress up to the German driver of Armis MSN, who is way out ahead in front and has pretty much secured first position in this race. As the McLaren driver behind him has a half-second penalty, but he isn't going away too quickly. King Toto 007 has a little bit of fuel thing, but he has a few laps to go. As the German driver also has similar fuel. French driver and the Greek driver have similar things, similar efforts with the fuel, but it looks like King Toto 007 might be going for another personal best as he goes into lap 81. Oh, then there's been a punt. The McLaren driver has gone into the back of King Toto 007 and has forced King Toto 007 almost off. That was a dirty move, unfortunately, possibly karma for Classic House 12 way back. And here comes Armis MSN, car number 274 in the Mercedes AMG GT3, and he takes first place of this 500km event. King Toto is having a personal best of 147.797 on lap number 85. Can he improve on his last lap over here? He's coming up to the checkered flag, and he does manage to improve just a little bit, up to 147.774. The French driver is coming up to the line now with personal best of 148. Fantastic as 12 is also coming up in 4th position, and he takes 4th. 5th place already finishes, 1 lap behind 4th position, as well as Silver Bull, who also finishes in 7th position. Hornet PC 36 is finished in 8th. Sastra in the McLaren has also finished in 11th. Mr. Fuchs has finished in last position out of 13 runners. But there still is a little bit of racing going on with French X3, who has a 1.8 second penalty. World in 9th position, but I suppose he's 1 lap behind. And La Ames has also finished. And here come position 6 and position 9, and now having a go at each other. Project X3, another GT5 riders driver in the Porsche, coming up behind the other driver, and he finishes the penalty, and that is the end of that. Thank you for watching this endurance highlights video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you do, and make sure to subscribe to the channel to make it grow. And as always, I will be seeing you in the next video. And just a little bit of information. I am also currently in an ACR league, that's Actual Vision Racing, Actual Vision Community Racing League, in the MX5 Cup around the world. There's 10 races, and I will be doing a highlights video on all the races after the league has ended, and I think I might be posting videos on one or two of the races, but that'll come a little later. But anyways, lads and vets, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.